AJ, you said it before that the fact that Houston kind of superseded, or maybe it was Eric, I can't remember, I'm sorry, but Houston's in that second wild card spot now is my point. That's a pretty big deal. Why do you think this is a big deal?
Well, because if you're Boston, you don't want to have to go to Seattle.
Right.
If you're in Boston, you have to go to Seattle now, and that's a long flight. So at the end of the season, you're packing up and you're going to Seattle, and then you're possibly going wherever the next round, if you win that round, takes you, which would be Detroit. So you're leaving again for another week plus. So I think this is a bigger deal for them. Houston's used to going to Seattle. If they have to play Seattle, they know Seattle well. But for Boston, listen, Yankee Stadium is right there. They can take the train or fly, however they want to do it. It's just an easier thing for everybody. You just don't want to have – a lot of people – we talk about the Seattle travel all the time. A lot of people don't want to have to go to Seattle. It's just far. It's really far. It's a beautiful city, but it's so far.
It is. And the greatest sushi restaurant, Japanesa. If you know, you know. Eric Kratz, the winner of Wednesday's game between the Astros and the Rangers, takes the season series. They will hold any tiebreakers if the clubs finish with the same record. There's a lot riding on today's game.
There is a lot if we want to continue that storyline. But if the Rangers don't win, I don't care if they would have had the season series after that anyway. They would be out. This is a must-win, have to have it. Everybody talks about must-wins. This is the must-win.
The Astros held off a 3-run eighth inning. Brian Abreu gets the 4-out save despite letting up 3 hits. It's touch and go, though, every time, though, I feel, with the Astros when it comes to that bullpen. Obviously, you're only as good as your bullpen is in the postseason, I feel. It's pitching, it's defense. You guys know that better than anybody. Josh Hader's on the IL. That's problematic, is it not?
Their whole team seems like has been banged up the whole year. Everything is problematic. And last night they were up 6-0, 6-1. And then all of a sudden, De Los Santos has been really good for them, gives up a bunch of runs, and they had to get Abreu in there to close it down after giving up some knocks. But it was not an easy save. It's a 4-out save. It'd be interesting to see who they have available for today's game, and they're facing deGrom today. So, listen, I give credit to Alexander the first game and Gordon last night. They pitched really well. Unheralded guys that have done a great job for the Astros this whole season, really. So they deserve a lot of credit. Javier's pitching today. He's been better lately, but deGrom against Javier, that seems like it should be the Rangers game to take, and they have to win this or their season's over.
You would think that. Astros GM Dana Brown, guys, said that the team received good news on Yordan Alvarez's MRI, no fracture. That's a positive. They will know more in a couple of days. In a couple of days. We're running out of time here. So I guess that's good news, no fracture. But, it's still got to be, I would imagine, quite sore. Is this something you just shoot the guy up and say, get out there, kid? Go get him, Russ?
Not for an entire postseason, no. Look at what the Dodgers had to do with Freddie last year.
Yeah.
I saw a side-by-side of Freddie's rolled ankle and Yordan's rolled ankle. It almost looks identical. Obviously different. I think it's different foot, but the depth of that roll, the high ankle sprain, I guess they're calling it, he's going to be in pain. Shooting it up, though, I don't know. The Astros are very, very cautious about any injuries. We'll see how cautious they are, especially if Isaac Paredes comes back. You can't be like, hey, Yordan, you're going to DH, and Paredes, you're going to DH. So that's the issue that they're going to run into, and they need the offense. They need a left-handed bat in there. I think Yordan is fine, just coming back out off of injuries, not needing to rehab. I think his game or his swing is that good, but man, you can't have 2 guys that have to both DH, and then you got to plug one in if they're going to play. So this is concerning for the Astros.
And what the Astros are doing without the services of Kyle Tucker and Alex Bregman is stupid. It's still amazing to me that they're always where they are. This team just reloads every single year. There is a Kyle Tucker update, a Chicago Cub Kyle Tucker update. He is traveling to Tampa this morning with a member of Chicago's medical staff, Cubs manager Craig Counsell has said, to seek additional outside treatment for a calf injury that has plateaued. Tucker is expected to rejoin the team next week in Chicago. Guys, obviously the Cubs have a strong hold on the NL wildcard spot, that top spot there behind the NL Central winning Milwaukee Brewers. But if it's plateaued, I guess you can't hurt it any further. it doesn't get any better. I mean, AJ, what do you take away from this update on Tucker?
I've never heard of an injury plateauing. Does that mean it's at the top and then it's going to go down, or I don't know? It's going to stay the same.
I don't know.
But calves are like hamstrings for me. When you hurt a calf, everyone comes back from it, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm good," and then they always hurt it like the first game or two back, and then they're out longer. So you got to be careful with these. Hamstrings are the same way. Every guy seemed like that pulled the hamstring. They go to rehab and they run their little cone drills out there, and then the game starts and boom. Then the first game or two, the same thing. They would always seem like they re-pulled it. Now that's not every time, but it just seemed like it. Okay, and the calves are the same way. Guys I saw that pulled calves eventually hurt it again for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what this means, but if he's supposed to be back next week, good on Kyle Tucker, because the Cubs are going to need him in the postseason.
Yeah, you can't have success for the Cubs if you don't have Kyle Tucker. That's it. I mean, Cubs fans might get at me for that, but they are offensively, they are not the apex offensive club that they were earlier this year. They're just not, and they need Kyle Tucker to be that guy for them. I know they scored 4 runs today in their first inning, but look, you have to. That is what will carry this team, because I don't think their pitching has enough depth.
What do you think is more problematic? And this might seem silly, but the Chicago Cubs without the services of Kyle Tucker moving forward, or the Houston Astros without the services of Yordan Alvarez moving forward?
The Cubs, because Álvarez has been out basically the whole year. So the Astros have done this, been there, done this. And also, I think the American League is easier than the National League. So I'll say it too. And the Astros, you can ask, we've asked people all day, how are the Astros doing it? Everyone keeps not giving them credit, but they're getting it done somehow, some way. They don't score enough runs. Their pitching isn't good enough. Their bullpen isn't good enough. But here they are, going to get to the postseason again somehow, some way. And I wouldn't bet against them in the postseason with all their experience. So I think to me it's Tucker, because Álvarez has been out pretty much the whole year.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, you guys are probably right. I mean, he has been gone. They've been there, done this, but they're still battling for a wild card spot, guys, at the end of a season where I guess they did it a little bit, in years past where they were kind of battling for a wild card spot or winning the division. Yeah.
Was it 2 years ago? 2 years ago when they had to win. 2 years
ago was when
in
they
Seattle. That was the Alex Bregman we'll never know thing.
We'll never know.
Where the Rangers got in because the Astros. I mean, they were battling for their life. They've been through this before. Remember in 2020 in COVID, they were 30-30 and got to and almost came back from down 3-0 against the Rays in the ALCS and out in San Diego. So the Astros have had their backs against the wall. That's the one thing about the Astros I don't feel like we don't need to worry about is like they figured out like they went into this series, remember, against the Rangers. Everyone's like, oh, the Rangers, and they go out and win the first 2 games, and you're like, oh, all right, everyone take a deep breath here for a minute because they have a 2-game lead over the Guardians right now. I don't know who has the wild card or the tiebreaker, but yeah, I don't know who has that, but I feel like they're going to get in.
They just know how to win, and nobody can argue with that. They can argue with how you win, but that organization in the minor leagues, they promote, yes, all the metrics and being the best hard-hitting, don't strike out, zone control hitters. But they also put an ownership on winning in the minor leagues, and they expect their teams to win to a certain extent. And I think that just permeates through the organization. Like there's a expectation that when Correa left, Pena was going to step in to be the leader of this team. Oh, now they got Correa back after they lost one of their biggest leaders in Alex Bregman. Like there's just an expectation of winning there. And I think when you raise that level of expectation, like some organizations don't, and you have good players, that's how you're always in it, and you can't be counted out.
Yeah, the Astros have a blueprint of winning. They've done it a billion times. It's a well-run organization.
Hey, if you're a card collector or you're looking to collect, buy, sell, trade, Arena Club's the spot. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the old process, AJ, was very clunky. Buy a box, rip the pack, tons of commons, send it in for grading. And then finally, you get everything back. This is weeks and weeks, and you can start to try and sell the card. We have eliminated that with Arena Club, or they have. I act like I'm part of it. But in really one step.
Arena's your one-stop shop for everything. You get a card, you open a slab pack, the card is there, it's graded, it spins around coolly, shows you 3D, the front, the back, you can look at the corners, you can look at everything, and then you get a decision. Do I want to keep it? Do I want to sell it? Do I want to trade it? It gives you an instant offer. You can buy it back and re-rip another slab pack and try for something else, or you can keep it and hope the value goes up and sell it at a later date. It is truly the best spot to get cards.
20% off your first slab pack or card purchase can be had right now at arenaclub.com/FOUL and use code FOUL.